Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions, man. Listen, like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, join the team before you hit the green. He got laid off from his job due to AI, and now he's exposing everything. Let's get into this one, y'all.
So I was laid off from my corporate job making 200 grand a year. So
200 grand a year, y'all. That's a lot of money to be losing all of a sudden.
I'm going to go ahead and expose the AI companies and what their plan is. First thing you need to understand is the different stages of AI. First and foremost, you have stage one, which is just general AI, Gen AI. That is like your ChatGPT. You throw in an input, it gives you an answer. Pretty basic. Now, the second one is called agentic AI, and that is the one that is able to replicate all the things you do. This is what is taking most people's jobs right now. This is kind of the hot topic. But there's two more stages. The next one is artificial general intelligence. This is essentially AI having a brain. It can predict and forecast, and it's essentially learned enough from all of us that it's able to perform duties and forecast and pretty much get things done on its own. This tech actually exists right now. However, it is not available to the public, but there are companies that are, well, let's just say I won't mention them, that are using it.
Hey, listen, y'all, right now, artificial intelligence, at least the one that we have access to, isn't really artificial intelligence. It's just a really smart network of computers or whatever. It's not really thinking on its own. It has a large database of just things that it knows. So when you put something in, it just reflects and refers to that database to find the answer. It's not really thinking like how you and I can think. But he's saying that there are AIs out there that exist that actually do think, and it's probably only accessible to the military and shit like that, and really rich people at these companies, not us common folks.
And then lastly, there's super intelligence. Super intelligence is like the ultimate form of AI. This is like the Terminator scene where they kind of have a brain of their own. They create their own ecosystems and essentially kind of take over. There's also some debates as to whether that exists currently or not. Just being in some meetings, I will tell you, it does. The issue with all of this is that it is very massive to run all of this hardware, and it is extremely power intensive. That is why they keep talking about all these, different water resources being drained, all these data centers going up. This is the future. They will be pulling from these data centers. They will be draining the water supply to run these super intelligence, super Gen AI type of machines. If you're one of those people that says, oh, ChatGPT will never take my job, it's not ChatGPT. That stuff that they've given you access to that you think is so cool isn't even scratching the surface. Right now, if you have any sort of job that can be replicated, if something can look at your screen and copy what you're doing and learn how to do that, you will be replaced within the next few years. So my advice is get ahead of it, start something on your own. We're going to home services, something manual labor, consulting, coaching. Lean into that more. That is the future, and AI will handle most of the mundane tasks that we have.
Hey, the scary thing is this. That's a short-term solution, because in a long term, I wholeheartedly believe that it's going to get so advanced that they're going to take jobs that require manual labor eventually. I was playing around with ChatGPT one time, and I was like, yo, is it possible in the near future for AI to replace plumbers? And the way it laid it out for me, I was like, damn, it's possible, but it ain't gonna happen overnight. But it's not off the table 15 years from now. That's for damn sure. And it was basically saying it's probably still going to have human on there on site in order to oversee the shit, but it ain't going to be multiple plumbers and shit like that. Nah, it's going to be one guy overlooking all of the machines that's doing the work, going underneath the house, replacing pumps. But right now they don't have the technology, but you think they won't eventually?
Now, there's a ton of theories as to why the government or the world is letting AI kind of just get off the rails. But my opinion and what I've seen is that they want to separate the income gap. Right now, there's a lower, a middle, and an elite class. The elite class does not like the middle class creeping up into it. You saw with COVID, tons of people made money with crypto and all these different things. They're tired of that. They don't want you there. So they're plan essentially is to create the wealth gap, and they want to push out the middle class and just have two separate classes. That is just what I believe and what I've seen. You can get into all the different conspiracies surrounding it and New World Order and all the different stuff that happened, but That is essentially the plan. That is why they're letting this just run off the rails. There's really no governance behind any of this. You can pretty much start up a company and develop and research any kind of AI you want without really any sort of oversight. So all I'm saying is just get ahead of it. You'll be in a better place for doing so.
Scary times we in, y'all. Scary times. I'm currently testing agentic AI trial period for software we use. While it still needs human interaction to do what we do, if they decide to purchase it, 90% or more of us will be without a job within months. Meanwhile, I'm reporting back to leadership that is not a good fit for us. That is crazy, y'all. That is absolutely crazy. That's scary. Keep it away from you and your company as long as you can. You can also use Claude to write code to make it trip up some of the tasks it needs to do to replicate what you're doing. Shit, man. I can't deal with this, y'all. We don't need AI. We need water and grow food, dog. How much water is this AI shit using, actually? Yes, they want no middle class, the elite class, and the slave labor class. Dog, these rich people be evil, man. They're building massive data centers in remote areas of Texas where they don't need to deal with regulations. It's definitely happening. Is that a hoverboard? Hold on, this is the last one I'm going to read. The greatest danger of this is that they hadn't been disclosing or been transparent of how they developed this technology. So how are we supposed to trust their version of AGI? That's crazy right there, y'all. Look at this guy right here, getting laid off for my $140K consulting job. Do you know how hurtful that has to be to make this type of money and then have it stripped away from you because of some damn AI? Quick side note, at least once a day, I get a comment or an email asking, how do I do this YouTube thing? How do I make reaction videos? If you're interested in making money on YouTube and not just arguing in the comment sections, I run a private YouTube growth group. We do weekly calls, live channel audits, and you get to see how other creators are making money. Plus how I got this channel to where it's at 37,000 today when it only had 3,000 in October, and how I plan on making this channel go to 100K before the end of the year. Link in the description.
Hi, Nicole, I'm doing good. Same busy. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's definitely been a busy time, so I just want to hop right into it.
Totally.
As you may have heard, we've been restructuring parts of the firm by adopting AI to alleviate some high operational expenses, and unfortunately, that's led us to make some very difficult decisions. One of those being the immediate termination of your role. I just want to emphasize that this is not based on your performance as an employee. This is more of a firm-wide decision that's impacted hundreds of employees currently with the company. I know that it's probably very hard to hear, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
This is definitely a shock, considering how much effort I put into this company. Will I be receiving any severance?
So you will be receiving 2-week severance. We know it's not a lot, but off the record, I know last week we were talking about those AI apps that you've used, like Prep AI, where people just swipe to apply. So you can definitely hop back onto that and check it out. You're a strong performer, and I know you'll find a new role very, very soon. But I have to jump for my next call, so my colleague Mark will be on touch and kind of take offboarding. Take care.
These jobs ain't loyal, bruh. If you think you gonna have a job in the next 10 years and you sending emails and responding to emails and shit like that and adding numbers on a spreadsheet, you got another thing coming. It's getting dark and gloomy out here, bro. I'm dead ass serious, man. This ain't what's up, man. This is not what's up right here, dog. Look at this shit right here. I hate these companies, man. This happened last year in September. 2-week severance. That's just your last paycheck. Rejection is redirection. Just find a new job on Sprout. Man, y'all make that sound like it's so easy to do. They all be reading the same script with zero emotion until they are on the receiving end of that call. And guess what? HR will be on the receiving end of that call, because if any job can be replaced, it's HR for damn sure. This is another guy who lost his job. This shit is trash as well.
If you don't think this is true, let me tell you my story. It just happened this week. So Friday afternoon, your boss wants to jump on Zoom at the last minute. Be prepared that something's going on. So I kind of had been having this feeling for weeks. My boss had been talking about how much he's been using AI and how productive it's made him on development tasks. And then yesterday afternoon, we got on a call, and he said that my position is no longer needed. He said, I've been doing everything I should be doing. They can't afford the position anymore.
Nah, it's not that they can't afford the position anymore. ChatGPT just does it for cheaper. They gonna save that money all the time. I wonder if you was a 6-figure earner. They saving 6 figures.
So I am out of a job, and it is because of AI. I 100% know that. But before you keep moving, if you could help me out with one small thing, it would mean the world to me. If you could either just like this post or comment on it, or perhaps share it with somebody, and share it with someone very specific, which is a family with kids. And the reason is, for the last year, I've been working on a passion project for my kids specifically, and I've seen a noticeable difference in their ability to do their homework. It's turning from a passion project into my 100% focus. And so I've made a change today, actually, to do summer pricing. So it's incredibly cheap for the summer. And I also have created like a workbook style daily activity where our kids can stay active during the summer, keep learning, kind of progress them into the next grade. That's kind of the big thing. And it's $20 for the whole summer for up to 3 kids. So it's pretty much free. But it would just be huge for me if you could share this with somebody, or if you have kids yourself, sign up, give it a try, and let me know what you think. All right. Hope you guys are doing good out there. And
it's called TYBAI. Go check it out, man. It might be something to help your kids out. Me personally, I have really, really smart kids, man. I'm so proud of my kids. My oldest daughter is literally the smartest kid in her grade. I'm not even exaggerating. They told her that. They said, ain't nobody in this grade fucking with you. All of the tests that she took, she scored damn near perfect on all of them. That's class exams. That's the state administered exams. The girl just smart, bro. Not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but I think I had a lot to do with that. I was very hands-on with her. Still is.
Best of luck in your search and in whatever new endeavor is destined to be next for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. Well, thank you again for your time this afternoon, and I hope you have a great weekend, Jasmine.
Thank you. You too.
AI taking these jobs, dog. Look, let me show y'all something real quick. Let's just, for shits and giggles, we are going to go to Perplexity. At the top of your head in 2026, what are the most vulnerable jobs that can be taken by AI? And what can these people do to brace themselves for this impact? I know it's going to be shit like admin, bro. Let's be real, bro. If you're taking orders and things of that nature, your job ain't safe. All right, look, this is what it says, y'all. Many of the most vulnerable jobs in 2026 are routine, heavy white collar and support roles where most of the work is done on a computer and follows clear patterns. But people in these roles can significantly reduce their risk by building AI skills and shifting toward more human, strategic, or hands-on work. Jobs most exposed right now, the pattern across studies is routine knowledge work and customer contact roles are getting hit first, especially at the entry level. Administrative and office support, data entry, basic administrative assistants, scheduling and coordination, switchboard and telephone operators, ticket agents, travel clerks. A lot of this is already being replaced by chatbots, scheduling assistants, and automated workflows. Customer service and sales, customer service reps, call center agents, simple service sales reps, basic support roles. AI chat/voice systems can now handle large volumes of routine queries in basic selling. Bruh, this is crazy. Content and communication jobs. Content writers, copywriters, technical writers, standard documentation, some marketing coordinators. Dog, y'all get where I'm going with this. Junior spreadsheet and PowerPoint roles. Come on now, I said that already. Some routine professional academic work. Dog, you're not safe, man. Please get that out of your head.
I kind of want to see this thing turn on. I'm just looking, to be honest with you.
Bruh, $18 burgers, what are they using? A5 Wagyu and shit like that. Like, what are they using? Like Kobe beef, filet mignon burgers? What we talking about here, bro?
I might order it to fire one up, but how soon do you think somebody's gonna order one? That's a good question.
Shit, I order one just to see what it. Look. You flipping burgers? Look. Flipping burgers not even safe no more, bro.
Gets on the conveyor belt, gets all the veggies for you there. Yeah. It's fun to take your job.
This is ridiculous.
I kind of want to see this thing turn on.
Buy a burger then, boy. Fuck. We gonna see it too. Burger bots. Who wants a soulless burger from Burger Box, man? Nobody put no love and no energy into it. You know what? I take that back. A dude that's flipping burgers 9 out of 10 times, he ain't putting no love into your food either. Man, he hates himself right now for the most part. That man 45 years old and he flipping burgers, dog. He ain't putting no love into your food unless he own this joint. And there are some rare people who really work jobs like that and they actually love what they do. And it's unfortunately because the companies treat them like they pieces of shit. That's crazy to me, man.
So my role has just been taken over by AI. I laugh because, like, if someone said this to me like 5-10 years ago, I'd be like, you are joking. You must be joking. But I'm not joking. But it's fine. I'm a real true believer in everything happens for a reason. One door closes and another door opens. For context, my role is social media and design executive. But yeah, AI will be supposedly doing my job now. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get every other people's thoughts on AI. I know it's becoming a really big thing now. I know it can be good for helping humans, enhancing humans, but I don't know. I don't really know if AI should be taken over from humans. If that's the case, then I feel like we're living in a really scary world now. We're living in a really scary world. But yeah, I'd like to get other people's thoughts on AI, so let me know.
It's interesting because the government absolutely knows what's about to take place and know that so many people are going to lose their jobs and they're not doing anything about it. They don't care about you. They just want you to keep voting so that they can be in office and secure their position in life. But as far as doing something for you that's going to help you and your family, they ain't doing it, dog. You know, people who are really big into politics, I don't care if you're on the left or the right. I don't believe either side really fuck with you like that. I'm just keeping it real. Now, I will say this. I tend to not like most of the Republicans, especially these racist ones down in the South that I come into all the time. But they both don't give a shit about you. I'm just keeping it real, bro. If you think they're coming to save you, they not, dog.
What happens when an entire generation of people cannot enter a job market because entry-level jobs have collapsed? People don't understand that entry-level jobs provide so much more than just like a initial income. They also give young workers the chance to learn by doing. Mm-hmm. The implicit bargain is very much breaking down because of AI, and it's also reshaping the idea of what entry-level even means. The unemployment rate for college graduates is very high. Entry-level job postings is very low, especially in industries like tech and marketing and finance. You know, precisely those white-collar fields where Gen Z graduates expected to build their careers. Like, that's kind of what they went to college for. And, you know, we're seeing how companies are discovering and like, oh, AI can handle these tasks that maybe they traditionally assigned to junior employees. And of course, this creates a potential paradox that's only going to get worse. You know, employers still want experienced mid-level candidates, but those candidates eventually have to come from somewhere. So if those entry points disappear, so does the pipeline of future talent. We're essentially pulling up the ladder behind us. And the consequences extend beyond like the individual. You know, young people locked out of career track jobs are losing income, yes, but they're also losing the skills that come with working alongside experienced colleagues. You know, how do you learn some of the soft skills like navigating office politics, handling difficult conversations?
All that shit make my balls itch. How do you handle office politics? I don't want to handle office politics at all. I don't want to deal with none of you people. I hate people, bro. I'm joking, but I really just, I don't want to have to interact with people, the same people, every single day.
YouTube tutorial. I mean, so much of this is very much learned by doing. And so then what happens when young people don't have access to that? We already are starting to see a response of young people, you know, pivoting towards entrepreneurship, freelancing, credential stacking. But that might not translate in the same way as, you know, other types of entry-level jobs. And also not everyone has the resources or risk tolerance to do that. And so a labor market that only rewards those who can self-fund their own training or go off on their own or have the, you know, backing to do that will just continue to deepen those inequalities.
This is depressing, guys. Y'all better get y'all shit together.
Who will buy things if AI takes over everyone's job? My name is Chris. I talk about AI and leaving corporate.
This is the guy who got fired in the beginning of the video.
About it. So many people in my last video commented and said, who will buy things if AI takes everyone's jobs? Well, I'm here to tell you that you need to look at the bigger picture. This is not checkers, it is chess. What they want to do is create two classes of people. They don't want a middle class anymore, and you can see that it's being hollowed out as we speak. They think that the middle class is creeping up too much into the elite class. They talk about this in the World Economic Forum. There's just too many people on Earth. They want to go back to the way it was in medieval days and even before, where there's wealthy people and then there's the poor that get controlled like cattle. Slowly.
It's gonna be all rich white folks, y'all. Shit crazy. I just know a couple of Saudi Arabians in there, but the majority are gonna be rich white folks, and everybody else just gonna be poor. White, black, Hispanic, it don't matter what you is, but all the rich folks gonna be largely white.
But surely AI will take out the middle class and pretty much all these office jobs. When that happens, people will either need to decide, I need to get rich and be part of the wealthy class, and so they will do something about it, or they will be part of the poorer class. Now, what you need to figure out is what side you lean on. Do you have a job that's going to withstand time, that's going to help you get rich in the future, or not? Now, long term, what the plan probably is universal basic income. They basically spoon feed you a small income to survive, and then they control everything that you do, and they tell you what to do. If you're part of the wealthy class, you probably have more freedom. The jobs that AI will take out is anything that looks at a screen right now. And I say that for the most part, but any sort of middle management job, any sort of job where you are in data or just looking at a screen all day, sending emails, those are going to be the first ones to take it out in the next 3 to 7 years. And probably there's going to be a massive 30% reduction in force over the next 18 months. Now, what is going to be safe? Well, just look at it now. If you look at franchising, for instance, take that example, go research it. What are the most amount of franchises that are popping up right now? It's home services. They're the roofers, right? And most people don't know this, but roofing companies do extremely, extremely well. Mm-hmm. Most roofers I know that own their own companies have a secret Lamborghini or Ferrari parked in the garage. And if you don't believe me, go look that up too. But these home services make hand over fist because they are a need, not a want. No one wants to call the roofer. No one wants to call the plumber. They have to, right? And most of these services are oftentimes backed by insurance, like restoration. If you're in a position right now where you feel like, oh, this could be easily done by a robot, or hey, they're having me basically document my process of how I work, and I don't know what they're going to do with that, you're probably going to be replaced pretty soon. What I would recommend is getting into the trades. Now, it doesn't mean you had to
Hey, I like the old days when they would make you document everything, hire someone, make you show them everything, how to do every single aspect of the job, and then they replace you with that person. That's the old school way of doing things. Now they letting you do it so AI can replace you. You know, at least replace me with a human.
Be doing hard manual labor like a tradesman would, and we thank you folks all for doing what you do. But you could also get into sales. You could get into operations. You could get into the AI that will eventually handle all the phone calls that people from the trades need, right? So there's many different avenues, but I would say you have to pivot now if you were in a corporate office job where you were just basically having meetings all day about absolutely nothing.
I really feel sorry for the people who are like in their 50s and 60s and they got those type of jobs, because when your income is gone, what are you going to do? You 60 something years old. It's hard to start over, period, in life. But the older you get, it's increasingly more difficult to start over.
Y'all, we knew this day would come, but I didn't expect for it to come this fast. I literally just went to Bojangles and I had my order taken by an AI machine. I'm not even going to call it a person, an AI machine. So the day of them taking over everything, especially our jobs, is coming ahead super, super fast. So if you don't know how to cut hair, fix cars, trade, or grow your own groceries, have livestock, I suggest that you learn how to do that super, super quickly, because the jobs are going to be super slim pickings coming up. And like, I live in a small town, so for that to happen, I could just imagine what jobs are being taken by AI in the bigger cities, because I'm just baffled.
Forgot to play that. She light skinned. But listen, dog, it's getting spooky out here, bro. Bojangles got AI machine.
I got replaced by AI on Friday. I didn't expect it to happen, so let me explain. I'm the voice of a network called Buzzer. It's a fast network that plays reruns of game shows. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but I've always dreamed of voicing networks, and it's my first. On Friday, I got a call.
He sound like a damn AI voice.
From one of the producers who I love and adore, and he has had my back through all of this because they tried to go AI years ago. He's basically like, hey man, finally came down from the top. They're going AI. You know, we are working with 11 Labs. For those of you that don't know, 11 Labs has stolen voices. That's the easiest way I can say it. Now,
they stolen your
where
shit,
they were explicitly stealing, or they were buying libraries of voices and then training the model and then not telling those people, oh, hey, we're also using your voice for this, which is where you need to have consent, compensation, and clarity of the model, the 3 C's. The issue with that is, I then had to immediately say are you going to give 11 Labs my work to train? And they're like, no, absolutely not. Thankfully, I have that in writing. I'm not going to try and be angry about this. I don't want to have anything more than just saying like, hey, this happened. It sucked. It's probably going to happen again. But also at the same time, there are a lot of companies out there that value human talents. Like, I'm about to go to the studio right now to record a national commercial for a huge brand. And I have work that just came out for Sunglass Hut and for Arm & Hammer. And I've had a lot of clients that have found me because they were using AI and they hated it. And then they found me and they're like, hey, we really like your voice. Can you replace this AI? AI isn't getting better. It's just kind of hitting this plateau, and people who just need to get something out and can't afford human, go AI. I guess it's a positive.
Wow. This man got fired from a voice job due to AI. Crazy. It just goes to show you, listen, just live your life like shit could go to hell, but also live it like it won't, if that makes any sense. Do the work like it's gonna work out, but also work hard enough to have a buffer just in case shit don't work out, if that makes any sense, guys. But listen, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay safe, man. Hit the sub button. Hype the video up if you got some hypes left, man. I'm out.